Hi. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mrs. Crite, and I am Miss Nelson's co-teacher for second, fifth, and sixth periods. And today I'm going to go ahead and introduce the theme for the week. The topic this week is regret. And so regret means being sad or disappointed about something you did, or it could also mean being sad or disappointed about what someone else might have done. So we're going to read a story this week by Sandra Cisnero called 11 that deals with the theme of regret. In my case, I remember when I was 15, I have one regret that not only happened to me, but I was the cause of why it happened. And so what happened was when I was 15, my parents thought it would be a really good idea for me to go to camp. I went to Camp Sunshine as a little kid, and now as a teenager, the camp had opened up a new program for teens, and so we decided that I would try it out. Um, so as we drove up to this camp, we were directed to go to this really new, beautiful big building that was in front of this field. Um, and it was the meeting place, the gathering place where all the campers, including the little ones from the little kids camp and the big kids, would all gather together occasionally once a week. And it was also the dormitory for the teenage campers. So I remember the first day was really socially awkward because I didn't go to camp with anybody else. It was just me, and a lot of the kids had come with their friends. So it was just kind of weird. But as the days passed on, I was able to make some friends, but I still didn't really have a clear sense of belonging. And I found myself kind of starting to wish that I could be a little kid again and be at the little kids camp and just be carefree and not caring. Um, but anyway, um, my not fitting in ended one day when I actually met two girls that lived across the street from the camp. So Camp Sunshine was in the middle of nowhere. There were lots of rolling fields and spread out land, and there were some farms, and these two girls across the street lived on the farm. And so I met them, and I would occasionally go and sneak off camp property to spend time with them because they were fun and they had lots of fun things to do on their farm. So one day, they invited me to go hang out with them. And it was one of those days, evenings, where all the campers were going to get together and socialize in front of the big building. And I didn't feel like doing that. So I agreed and I went over to the girls and they decided that they were going to ask me if I wanted to meet their horse. Now, I grew up in a big city and I knew nothing about horses, but being adventurous and curious, I said, okay. And it didn't take them much to coax me to get on top of the horse, which was a really big mistake because the horse sensed my fear. And before I knew it, I was on top of this horse who started to gallop away from the farm. And he galloped and he galloped and he galloped across the street. And the two farm girls were running behind him. And here was the horse galloping with me screaming on its back to just stop, which of course he didn't listen. And he made his way to camp. And before I knew it, we were in front of this big building with all 250 campers gathered for their social evening together. And I was on top of the horse and I was screaming, and the horse stopped right in front of all the campers who turned around to see what was going on. And there was me on top of this horse that was trying at this point to buck me off of it. And I was grabbing on for life and screaming. And the two girls finally ran up to get the horse, calmed him down, got me off the horse, and I got off the horse and very shakily walked towards the other campers my head held high, pretending as if nothing happened, and I found my way to a couple of my friends who were really startled and started asking me if I was okay. Um, and I said I was, and luckily nothing had happened to me and I wasn't hurt. Um, and what this experience taught me, I really regretted getting up on this horse, but the experience actually helped me to make more friends because some of the campers started to become interested in me, the brave camper who was willing to ditch going to camp for a day to have an experience with a horse and two farm girls. So that's my story about regret.